So what's up, hon?
So first off, I want to apologize for not getting a video out last week. The beginning of the semester gets really busy for me at the college. And it was really busy. And this is going to be just in general a really busy 6 months. We got a lot of changes happening, but enough about that. We took Prudence on her maiden voyage.
Yay, Prudence.
Yes.
She did well.
She ran fantastic. There were a couple of issues. One is mileage, and
not so great.
it wasn't. I was hoping for 8 to 10. It was 7.5 ish. I think part of that has to do with the gearing, and so we may have to address that at some point.
She's not very aerodynamic.
Definitely not aerodynamic. Before this is over, I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to ask a question. Hopefully someone out there that's done this can give me a suggestion for how they handle this, but we'll get to that in a minute. It did rattle a lot more than I expected, and part of that is because the ceilings opened up, and I've noticed there's a lot of places where the roof is not attached to the
Roll cage.
the roll cage, yeah.
That's what I call
And
it.
so I think the rattle's there, but it could be in a few other places. As we get things tightened up along the way, hopefully that helps.
Wrap everything in bubble wrap.
Yeah, we can do that.
We figured that out.
So I did get the backup camera in before we left. That worked really well.
We had no blind spots.
I had no blind spots. It was amazing. How the bus has the two mirrors, the big tall one and then the round one. I could watch cars actually come up in the big tall one, and then they would show up in the backup camera, and just as they disappeared from there, they would show up on the little round one. So I had no blind spot. It was fantastic.
That's good security when you are driving for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You need to change lanes.
Yeah. It definitely didn't go as fast as I thought. We definitely can do 70, 75 on the interstate. We made the mistake of driving straight through on the way back. We actually went to Wichita, Kansas to see family. We stayed at an RV park there.
It's a pretty one.
It was nice, yeah. We may explore staying there again next year. There's one a little close to where my cousin lives. We might look into that one too.
And what should have been a 10.5 hour drive
It was 13,
13 hours.
coming back straight through. It's made for a very long drive. But that being said, I was really happy.
No issues.
Well, we had issues that they weren't ours. Like, we're going down the highway and the car in front of us hit a deer and swerved off the road.
And we swerved off.
And then suddenly there's a deer right underneath me, and we hit it. There wasn't much I could do. So I pulled off, made sure there was no damage. There wasn't.
Car behind us was okay.
Yeah, they seemed like they were okay. They were pulling a trailer.
It was a little frightening because it came up so suddenly, and you pulled onto a small shoulder. I was proud
I did.
that you didn't go too far.
Another thing, with Paula sitting this way on the seat, and I would say, hey, look at that. By the time she could get to see it, it was already past.
Yeah.
And sudden stops were a little difficult when you're facing the wrong direction, so we'll address that.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at maybe moving the couch back a little bit and being able to put a second chair by the driver's seat there, and then when you come up the steps, you'll turn and come up this way.
I think it was a good decision to get her built to this point and then try. I think, it's still easy to tweak it and change it around a little bit.
It's still in that state where we can adjust stuff if we want without a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. More expensive finishes to change,
Yes.
or destroy.
Yep. I didn't shoot a lot of video while we were there. We went to a kids explore place, and it was a lot of fun.
And about family.
It was more about family, so I didn't shoot a lot of that. So I won't be sharing that here. But the next video will actually be looking at the next thing we're working on. For this trip, I had got in the van I had an input for a 110 volts. So essentially you drill a hole and it's this essentially a pass-through plug.
That worked?
And it worked. I moved it to the bus. So when we got to the RV park, we were able to plug in. We were able to use the air conditioner. Fortunately, we didn't need it most of the time there. It was cooler, but the refrigerator was working. But we didn't have any lights, so we were using lanterns and things like that.
Lanterns, they work.
And it worked. But the next step, obviously, is to get the 12-volt system in.
Probably share what you do.
So I will actually share that on the next video.
Okay.
My son did help me move the batteries over here. They've been in my basement on the charger all winter, on trickle charge. So they are moved over. They're in the back of the bus. We've got some wire run. We're going to run some more.
Let's see if it's final position.
Yeah, we did it in a way where we can move things if we need to. One of the advantages of not having the ceiling in is we haven't drilled holes in the ceiling stuff or where the lights would be mounted, so we have some flexibility there. So the one thing I wanted to talk about and ask about actually is out front here.
It's about all the bugs.
It is. So if you look at my windshield, and I don't know how well you can see that, but they are pretty covered with bugs.
There's the grill.
And if we go out front, you can see the van is still sitting here. We have just about everything out of that now. But if you look at the front, you can see the sheer number of dead bugs on the bumper and the grill, and just what an absolute mess it is. So I guess my question is for someone that's already done their bus build and they've done more traveling, how do you handle the bugs? Are you cleaning them like that every time you park? I had thought about some kind of bug shield. Some semis have them. I know pickups and cars get them to help with bug splatter. But I don't know how effective that would be on a bus. But it's really something I want to be able to look into. I've been hoping we would have a nice big rain.
I know.
And it really hasn't.
Unless it's a hurricane, I don't think it's going to help. Most of that happened while we were night driving.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of moths.
We were driving late at night and there was a lot of moths. But I'm curious how people handle that. Because I would really like to be able to address that. And then I do have a surprise. Hopefully it will be ready to share with you in the next video.
Excuse me.
Sorry, that's okay. Well, it knows you're on the bus, so you must be traveling.
That's true.
So I definitely will be showing you the 12-volt system and what we've got going on. And then I will hopefully have the surprise for you to add to that video. I don't think she knows what the surprise is, but you know we're going to do it. So.
Okay.
So with that, we will wrap this video up.
To work on some more wiring?
We're gonna do some more wiring. I had some wire show up from Amazon today and some spade connectors so I can hook up some of the switches. And so with that, I've actually been thinking about my wrap up because it was travel, explore, and live life to its fullest. And you know, as important as travel is to me, it's not that for everybody. But I think more than just being in a tiny home and being able to travel, it's about a simple life. So
Striving for that.
So yeah, so we are trying to move towards a simple life, and for us, a simple life is not a lot of possessions, and to be able to travel and explore and see this great country.
I don't know what downsizing to do.
Yes, we both have a lot of downsizing to do. I have spent my life as a collector. But that being said, I've thought about this, and it's going to be simple life equals happy life.
That's true.
And whatever simple is to you,
Don't complicate things.
yep, don't complicate it. And I'm going to talk more about that later on. But thank you for watching. If you got something out of this, please share, subscribe.
Or if you have some answers to Russ's questions.
Yes. If you have some answers for the bug issue, please, in the comments down below, I would love those. I really would love and appreciate
Use
those.
help.
Yes. And you can't just take this to a car wash and power wash it either. But thank you, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.